All religious traditions have teachings and rituals around concepts such as forgiveness and suffering. The religions of Catholicism and Judaism reflect these moral values illustrated in the teachings they preach to their followers, whether it be perceived through reconciliation or Yom Kippur. They are both ceremonies, and although they are carried out in different ways, they both focus deeply on the core concept of forgiveness, which we will discover today. Integrated in the Catholic religion, the sacrament of healing of reconciliation is an important part, as through this you can become freed from your sins. The origins of the sacrament date back to the times of Jesus, where he forgave many people. The early theology of forgiveness was said that God progressively enlightened us from sin through the death and resurrection of his Son. Through the Gospels found in the Bible, Jesus frequently teaches us about the importance of forgiveness, and as evidence, at the time of Jesus' death, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." As hundreds of years have progressed, reconciliation has been adapted greatly to the changing customs, outlooks, and traditions in today's society, but the sole ingredient of forgiveness has always remained its same connotation. This sacrament displays in an exponential amount of ways the idea of forgiveness, as it allows followers of the Catholic faith to express their sins to a priest and relieve a burden carrying on inside them. There are three ways in which the sacrament of penance can be celebrated in the Catholic Church today. These involve three rites, including individual confession, communal celebration, and general absolution in the communal rite of reconciliation. Individual confession is most commonly practiced, and here are the main steps. This sacrament discovers the issues and ideas revolving around the notion of being able to forgive, by leading people to reflect on their sins in the past, acknowledge them, and move on, in the knowledge they are cleansed from immorality. The Jewish faith, in addition, highlights a fundamental idea of forgiveness comparably to Catholicism, but its traditions and rituals are different, as it explores the notion through a day called Yom Kippur. This is the most important day in the Jewish calendar year, as this day is solely set aside to afflict the soul, atone, and apologize for the sins of the past year. During this holy day, also known as the Day of Atonement, unique traditions and rituals are carried out, all revolving around the concept of being forgiven. The origins of this day date back to the time when God forgave the Jewish people for the sin of the golden calf. In addition, a biblical account from the Hebrew Bible institutes a day set aside for atonement. On this special day, followers must abide by many customs, some of which including fasting for 25 hours from food and drink, wearing white, and much more. The time spent in the synagogue is the most important part of the day, as this is where you spend the day continuously praying to be forgiven. Forgiveness is an integral concept to both Catholicism and Judaism, which commemorate these in a multitude of ways. The celebrations of Yom Kippur and reconciliation both highlight this concept and exemplify that even though the traditions and teachings are different, in today's society they emphasize that forgiveness is of global importance.